Welcome to Cinema Brawls, the show where we pit two movies against each other. Now, today, we've got a couple of movies, one excellent movie, which will be getting steamrolled by one of the best movies of all time. Unfortunate, but true. We've got Blades of Glory going up against The Emperor's New Groove. Two really, really fantastic movies. I'm not gonna lie, I love Blades of Glory, it's one of my favorites, but we have to all admit that Emperor's New Groove is the most quotable movie of all time.
So good.
I was hoping Jake would just filibuster there for a minute.
I'm passionate about these two, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on this, but why don't you guys tell us a little bit about the movies that we're pitting against each other today.
Blades of Glory came out in 2007. It stars Will Ferrell, John Heder, Amy Poehler, Will Arnett, Jenna Fisher, Craig Nelson, whole bunch of people. Directed by Josh Gordon and Will Speck.
And The Emperor's New Groove came out in the year 2000. Is directed by Mark Dindal. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Stars David Spade and John Goodman. And is really, really good.
It's also got Patrick Warburton.
Let's not forget Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton.
Who is amazing in anything that he does, honestly.
He's Kronk.
He is Kronk.
My spinach puffs.
Yeah, anyway, let's go into our first impressions. Jake, why don't you go ahead since you were so emphatic about him earlier?
Like I said, Blades of Glory is one of my favorite movies. And I think it's because I really like that type of humor, but I also like it mixed with some kind of action or like any kind of like sports movie or like heist. When you put that kind of humor into it, is going to be one of my very well-liked movies.
For sure.
And so I was really happy when we drew out of the bowl. But then Emperor's New Groove came out, and I literally can quote over 50% of that movie right now. I watch it at least once every other month. It's because it was just a out of this world movie. About a llama, guys.
About a llama.
But I mean, if you think about it, like, they killed it on that. And as much as I like Blades of Glory, there's no denying that Emperor's New Groove is going to steamroll it. Mm-hmm. That's the problem, though, is I want Blades of Glory to win. It won't. But I want it to.
It's still a good movie.
It is.
As long as you recognize that. My first impressions are very much the same. I actually really enjoyed Blades of Glory, even though I'm not a huge fan of like those raunchy comedies that all seem to star Will Ferrell or Ben Stiller sometimes, for some reason. But I actually really liked Blades of Glory. I just thought it was great. And, I don't know what else to say about it. However, The Emperor's New Groove is just that much better and will most likely get a cinema knockout today.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, Emperor's New Groove is just so good. Everything, like, it shouldn't have been as good as it was, but it was. It was.
Hard to brawl, guys, when we all have the same opinion.
I know.
But we're going to discuss why Emperor's New Groove is better.
It'll be a good discussion. Let's bring it in. On your mark, get set, brawl.
Brawl. Brawl.
Brawl. Brawl. Brawl. Let's start with the story. Let's start with the story. Again, I like Blades of Glory a lot more than other of those like raunchy comedies.
Blades of Glory was great.
It is great.
And it had a very interesting story. The story to Blades of Glory is two opposing figure skaters are stripped of their medals and banned from men's figure skating because they essentially got into a fight during the Olympics and set a mascot on fire. But then a couple of years later, they realized there's a loophole where they can join together team figure skating. And so they come together and take on that and basically, go on to do great stuff.
Exactly. See, that's just like a unique premise to go on. First of all, making a movie about figure skaters is interesting.
Yeah,
And then
especially when both the dude figure skaters are straight.
Exactly.
In fact, one of them is like a sex demon.
Yeah. And like, one, it's a movie about figure skaters, which isn't done a lot. Two, it's done about male figure skaters, which I don't think has ever been done. And three, it's a comedy, which almost definitely has never been done.
Like, it's just such an outlandish premise.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I appreciate that, and I like that it has a very unique story. However, Emperor's New Groove is even more ridiculous.
It's even more unique. It's literally about an emperor of a country.
Like Central American ancient country.
Aztecian,
who is
Mayan.
Right. Who is literally turned into a llama and has to kind of tough it out with this poor village dude.
It's just so
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. He gets turned
So
into
funny.
a llama by accident, by the way.
by accident.
So it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's
they
just
did
so
a really
much more
good job
unique.
with the story. They did. It was really funny. It's so entertaining to watch, and like I said, the jokes and the dialogue in that movie are some of the best ever.
Ever.
I mean,
Wait, how did you get here before us? Beats me.
Well, you see, actually, how did we?
by all accounts, it doesn't make any sense. It's got the chart.
And they like they have almost every type of humor in there, like full on like puns to like kind of background humor to like pulling out into the fourth wall like that.
It was really smart humor. That's like humor you can laugh all the way through. It's not just
yeah.
a kid, but definitely an adult.
Definitely.
Get it more as an adult.
Yeah.
How would you describe her? I don't know. Scary beyond all reason.
Yeah,
or
those
what
guys.
about this one? Tell us where the talking llama went, or we'll burn your house to the ground.
And we'll bring your house.
And we'll burn your house to the ground. Don't you mean or? That's a pretty crucial injunction.
Oh man.
All right, so Emperor's New Groove for the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
So good. So good.
So characters, pretty much the exact same reasons. And like Blades of Glory is interesting and unique because again, the male figure skaters.
Yeah, John Heater and Will Ferrell, they have just such an interesting chemistry, like, as the two lead actors. Like, they're both the stars of their own movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one, like, is just there. And they, like, how they act around each other is just so funny. It's just, they have such a good work.
They do, and I kind of wish they would do more stuff together. But I think that might have been one
John
of my
Heater just needs
favorites.
to do more stuff.
John Heater
Yeah.
is amazing. I
does.
think that might have been one of my favorite Will Ferrell characters, honestly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, he was really, really funny, but he was like good-hearted, which was
Yeah.
fun. And you know, as characters, they have to work together. You know, put aside their differences, and they eventually do. Like these were bitter rivals who became best friends, basically.
Oh, yeah.
But with that being said, while their characters are really great, I feel a lot of the side characters are just kind of like, kind of boring. They're just there.
They're there.
I thought the
They're fine.
villains were funny.
They were.
Will Arnett is amazing. He's one of the villains in this movie.
He's funny.
And he gets me in everything.
Right.
Jenna Fisher, Pam from The Office, was in it. She was
was.
the love interest, which was interesting. I think she did a good job.
But like, I just feel like, especially compared to Emperor's New Groove, the side characters are just kind of boring and in the background. Emperor's New Groove, every single one of the characters has their moment to shine, and they are equally as funny as the last.
They really are. The Emperor's New Group characters were unbelievable. And they were all so
Such
different
good
too.
writing.
Very different.
Like it's hard to pick which one was the best. Kronk.
It's not hard.
I like John Goodman a lot.
John, yeah, Pasha was an amazing character. Even his kids had really witty banter, and it was funny.
Yeah.
His wife was cool. Kuzco was amazing.
So funny.
So, I guess Emperor's New Groove for characters too.
Yeah,
Oh,
Emperor's New Groove
absolutely.
hardcore.
Like I said, each one has a line that we could quote. Multiple
Every
lines that we
single
could
one,
quote.
yeah.
They're great. They're heartfelt, funny. You know, they grow. Everyone grows.
Yeah.
Kronk with his
Except Angel.
shoulder angel and demon that are really like just
I
hilarious.
know, really battling it out, like his conscience in his mind.
Oh man.
And Kronk comes around, turns around. He's not evil by the end of the movie, which
Right.
is great.
Could be argued he was never really evil to begin with. It's just
Yzma
kinda there.
is such a good villain in it. She's so charismatic. Like just the voice actress is just so charismatic. Delivers her lines like like she's so evil that everyone thinks that it's a joke.
Right. And then you have Kuzco, who's just the biggest douche in the world.
Right.
I mean, probably more evil than Yzma, honestly. As far as just like bad person goes.
Yeah.
But he like makes a complete 180, flips around.
Right.
It's amazing to see. He grows more than anybody.
Oh yeah,
by
totally.
far.
And Yzma's got that secret lab.
That everybody knows about.
So, rewatchability?
Emperor's New Groove is one of the most rewatchable movies on the planet.
Simply because it's just incredibly quotable.
Oh yeah.
And it's a cartoon, and that
And-
helps.
And it's not super long, and it's really funny, and it's just... It's one of the most fun movies you can watch.
Like you said, like right now we could probably quote 50% of the movie, but with it playing, you could probably just be quoting it the entire time.
Yeah.
The whole.
I'm sorry, but you've thrown off the Emperor's Groove.
Sorry.
Yeah, but no, I mean, Blades of Glory is very rewatchable too. It's just not as
Yeah.
rewatchable.
Like between the two, I'd rather watch Emperor's New Groove, but that's not necessarily a slight against Blades of Glory. Like
I don't
it's still
think
such a
any-
fun movie.
Yeah, I don't think any category that we'll talk about today is a slight against Blades of Glory.
That's the
because-
problem, is it does so good, but it just... Emperor's New Groove does all of it
It's just that
better.
little bit better. You
But,
know?
I mean, there are few movies that would go up against Emperor's New Groove that, wouldn't be in the same boat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's just because Emperor's New Groove is that good.
it's just
So good.
that good. It's almost inexplicable.
Matt, what was that thing you were saying about how it came out of nowhere?
Right. First things first, rewatchability. Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Groove.
Right. The part I was telling you earlier today fits more into merits and genre, so I want to get to that point.
Merits and genre.
Merits and genre. So Emperor's New Groove is like just so good because of where it came from. Like Emperor's New Groove was in development ever since like the mid 90s when Disney was doing their Renaissance era with like Little Mermaid and Aladdin and whatever. And like they've been working on this, like, yeah, I want to do this like ancient Central American theme. Like, yeah, that's okay, but we're gonna focus on this mermaid movie first, or we're gonna focus on Hercules first. It just wasn't a big priority. So then come around to the mid 2000s, and like Disney has come off the high of the Renaissance. They're putting out movies like Home on the Range, Treasure Planet, that 3D dinosaur movie. Yes, that actually happened. Wasn't in your imagination.
All I most remember for that one is the McDonald's hand puppets.
Right? And just that Disney wasn't putting out a lot of winners. And so when Emperor's New Groove finally got greenlit, it came out and everyone was like, okay. No one really went and saw it because no one was expecting it to be good. But then it turned out to be great.
Freaking fantastic.
And I think the makers of the movie knew that it wouldn't, really catch anybody's attention right away. So I feel like they kind of were able to do whatever they wanted. And so there was just jokes left and right. Nobody was taking it seriously. The characters in the movie aren't even taking themselves seriously.
Right.
I had a lot of fun with this one.
A ton of fun, and it's just gained such a huge cult following. Like
everyone owns this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem with the cult following is everybody's in the cult.
Yeah. And like everybody can quote the movie just as easily as the last. If you haven't seen Emperor's New Groove, or at least know, like...
I have yet to meet a person who doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
And so it kills
It's
it.
good.
And if I had to pick a Disney movie to watch right now, it would be that one.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
So it did great for its genre, which was just comedy.
Yeah. Like the genre was kind of on a low, and then it just blew it up, and people were like, oh yeah, Disney movies are still great.
Buddy comedy. Now, this is one of the weird ones where both movies are like in the same genre.
Right.
Like they're both buddy comedies, right?
I know. And I'm not using this word properly when I say this, but it's definitely one of Disney's, again, not using this word properly, raunchy comedies. It's
Yeah.
like
It's
let me say
version of a rush.
more of adult humor, like not necessarily raunchy, but adults can
like
enjoy
aimed
it.
at adults. It's
Yeah.
faster.
Again, like nobody was really expecting much, so the filmmakers could get away with just putting whatever they wanted.
Oh yeah, and kids loved it too. Kids still love it.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, you grow up and it's like, that's just the way some cartoons are. For instance, I love the first few seasons of SpongeBob, and I thought as it was going on, I was just getting older and liking it less and less. But no, SpongeBob was just getting worse. But the first few seasons though were so good that I can still, as an adult, go back and laugh at that.
Right.
Which is amazing. It's good when a cartoon can do that.
And Emperor's New Groove is definitely one of those cartoons that can do that.
Yeah. Now, as far as the genre and the merits and genre, Blades of Glory is a sports comedy. And
Honestly, it's not very big. Like, I hadn't really heard about it. I
Yeah.
always got it confused with Talladega Nights for some reason.
right, it's not huge, and that's because it's a sports comedy with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's either Will Ferrell or Ben Stiller.
I would put it up there with like Dodgeball and Talladega Nights. You
Good
know,
movie.
They are, and unfortunately, it is lesser known, which is
But
kinda
oddly
sad.
one of the better ones, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. But this is probably like where the two categories are the farthest apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Emperor's New Groove for marriage and genre.
Emperor's New Groove.
Last one, emotional impact. We've been flying through this, guys.
Yeah. Emotional impact for Emperor's New Groove. Like, there are some emotional parts.
Absolutely.
It's not the most deep or emotional or heart-wrenching or anything like that, but it's still good. It still has heart.
You can't deny that the end was really good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
the
sure.
way he turned around and they became friends and he became a much better person.
Yeah.
And he saved Pacha, and it was a big deal.
Right.
I'll be honest, like, besides making me laugh and being a comedy movie and bringing out that emotion in me, it did very well. But besides that, I didn't feel a lot of emotion. However, the emotion of the in-movie characters were a lot more potent in Emperor's New Groove. You see Kuzco go from literally top to bottom in a matter of half an hour.
Yeah.
And that's not even an exaggeration. It was probably about that long for him in movie time. And he goes and he's just down on himself, but then he turns around, he saves Pacha, he grows. And that's
He
a
becomes
lot better.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, but the emotional impact of the in-movie characters for Blades of Glory just, I don't know.
They learn to work together, but
They learned to be good friends.
it's a sports movie. The emotional impact comes from doing good in the sport and seeing the growth in the sport. But it's also a comedy, so it undermines its own point, kind of a thing with it. It's good.
It's hard, but it's not fully there. It is there, but it's not.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like that's kind of the same with both movies, but I think it's a little bit more there with Emperor's New Groove.
I agree.
Still both funny. I laughed at both.
Yeah, totally.
And they wanted me to laugh, and I did.
So Emperor's New Groove wins.
Emperor's New Groove wins.
That is a cinema knockout.
Cinema Knockout. Our second one ever. Wow. In the span of 3 Brawls.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This was great. Congratulations to Emperor's New Groove.
Well, guys, thank you so much for watching.
Now let's. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Now let's pick the next movies.
God, I hope it's not as brutal as this one.
This was a.
This one was actually very easy.
I just want one that I hate that Daniel loves to go up against one that I love that Daniel hates. That's really all I want.
It's really all we want.
That's what we're going for here.
Yeah.
Now, what you got, dog? You say first.
Cabin in the Woods.
Jason X.
Yes. I love both of these movies.
They're both horror
Different
movies.
reasons.
They're both horror movies. This is weird.
This is going to be awesome. Stay tuned for Cabin in the Woods and Jason X.
They're both ridiculous horror movies.
Bye. I did it this time.